It's me, I'm back. I got a video for you today, and I'm not gonna make another video. It's like, oh, new year, new me, again. 2018 is kind of the year where I'm like, well, fuck, I just gotta do it now, I guess. So at the end of the video, stick around because I'm gonna talk about all the content coming to you this year. But for now, let's talk about Beach Rats, which is arguably, actually not arguably, this is the biggest surprise of the year, or last year at this point, but you know what I mean. If you have not seen Beach Rats, stop this video, add it to your favorites, watch later, dislike it, I don't know, do what you want, just remember to come back. Because to talk about why I love this movie so much, I'm going to have to go into some kind of spoiler territory probably, so yeah, there you go. I find it kind of fascinating how well received so many of these LGBT movies have been over the past, I'd say, 3 or 4 years now. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, it's just like this genre, which I hate kind of calling it a genre, like Call Me By Your Name is a romance movie, it shouldn't be like its own separated thing. But movies revolving around these themes have overall been really well received the past couple of years. You look at Carol, which everyone loved, but I thought was okay, like I thought it was fine, I guess. This year you have Call Me By Your Name, which most likely can take home the Oscar for Best Picture. I thought it was pretty good. It's not one of my personal favorites of the year, but I think it's pretty damn good. We had The Danish Girl a couple years ago, and I'll be honest, I thought that one was pretty fucking bad. But then last year we had Moonlight, and I thought Moonlight was amazing. It was my second favorite film of last year, and I still love that movie so much. But then we get Beach Rats, which, keep in mind, I haven't seen Brokeback Mountain yet, I haven't seen Blue is the Warmest Color, and I haven't rewatched Moonlight in a while. But this might be my favorite out of all these types of movies. And I think that comes down to one single thing. Actually, I think that's a lie. It comes down to two things, which I'll get into. There's compelling conflict, and there's authenticity. I think the problem I have with so many movies nowadays, like a lot of them are good, a lot of them are meh, a lot of them are bad, some are great, and I think what makes the ones that are great is that they have compelling conflict. Something that we seem to be getting less and less nowadays, but I thought also 2017 was a pretty good year for movies, and there were some interesting themes, so 2017 might be a bad time to bring this up, but for the most part, a lot of modern movies seem to lack compelling conflict. Take a movie like Call Me By Your Name, which like I said, I really liked, but I wasn't as engaged with that as I was with something like this because I thought everything was almost a little too easy for the characters in Call Me By Your Name. Like, it all kind of just, like, fell into place the way I kind of expected it to. The thing with Beach Rats, on the other hand, is there's so much going on, but yet the film presents it in such a quiet way. The way Eliza Hittman presents Frankie throughout the entire film, no matter what he's doing, he's always in an either just boring situation or a depressing situation. There's very few moments where he's actually happy with his life. The only time he gets to express himself is when he just flirts with older men online. The way he tries to cope with that is trying to blend in with society. The way he just hangs out with the Beach Rats, which are presented brilliantly because Eliza Hittman is one of those directors that knows cast people that know their roles.
I was hanging out on the beach one day, smoking and drinking with my friends, and then two weird people came up to me asking if I wanted to be in a movie. I was like, cool, no doubt.
Yeah, I sort of don't remember, so I would say the process was very subtle, so yeah.
Through the Beach Rats, he kind of gets enabled to steal drugs from his dying father, and any other director would just make this the singular conflict of the film. But no, what Eliza does is just a small detail of all the shit that's going through this kid's head. He meets this girl who's pretty and all, but you could tell from the first night they hang out, he's really not that into it. But to blend himself in with his friends and with his family and with the rest of the film, he puts on that persona of, oh, I'm actually interested in you, which then leads him to steal his mother's jewelry and pawn it just so they could go out and get fucked up for like 2 hours. He then slowly tries to beat around the bush of trying or wanting to come out in front of these friends just by testing them, asking, hey, would you want to get high with a gay dude? And then eventually he gets in the car with the gay dude who he knows is going to get jumped in 10 minutes, and you have a conflict there. There's just so much going on in the film, and it's all so engrossing, and I wish I could say this about every movie I watch. It's like the point in Inception where there's like 4 dreams that you're watching, and each one's like just boom, 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 and you're like, what the fuck? And Eliza does the same thing here, except she drags it out, makes it all slow, and most importantly, makes it all quiet. It's quiet in the same way that Frankie's character is quiet. He doesn't say much, he's a man of few words, and it's all about watching, or at least realizing, what he's going through in his head. I'm a straight male, but I can understand what he's going through because of the way it's presented in the conflicts that it gives the viewer. Another reason I love this film so much is because of how authentic and raw and genuine it actually is. Like you saw, she casted real beach rats. It adds to the film. Trust me, I'm from New Jersey. I know this type of character very, very well. She pulls it off perfectly. You feel, because you're in this world, how hard it is for someone like Frankie to be who they actually want to be. That's why when he gets fucked up on his dad's medication and tells his mom, I wish I could feel like this all the time, he just feels stuck, and you feel for him. And I don't know, man, I don't feel like this for a lot of characters in a lot of movies nowadays. And this is presented through the dialogue, it's presented through all the characters, it's presented through the setting, it's presented through all the repetitious shit that these people do. And it's one of those few films where I feel like I wasn't watching a movie. I felt like I was watching real people. And then while for the most part that's what every movie attempts to do for like a second, you're meant to just be engrossed in a world that you think is real for 2 hours. That's why Dazed and Confused is my personal favorite film. I love characters that feel real. I feel like they have stories. I feel like there's stories that we'll never see from them, and that's great. That's the brilliance of cinema, because every movie you watch is reality just the middle of the story. We never see the beginning for the most part. You're always plopped in the middle, you get to spend some time with the characters, and then their life moves on, but you never get to see that. It just cuts. I don't know what's going to happen with Frankie, because I saw exactly what Eliza Hittman wanted to present, and that's all I needed. I know this is not a film that everyone will love. I know it's a film that I especially love, that people might like. I showed it to my sister, and she's like, yeah, I liked it. I was like, okay, I guess I got someone else to see it and at least like it. But for me, this is easily, like, without a shadow of a doubt, by a fucking mile, the most underrated film of 2017. It's the quietest film of 2017. It's one of the slowest films of 2017. But it's also, by a mile, one of my favorites of the year. Which leads into some of the content coming out. Like I said, I will make a favorite of the year list once I see a ton of movies I still want to see. Spoiler alert, this will be on here somewhere. So, yeah, you have that to look forward to, I guess. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that. I also started a podcast recently, Chilling with Chase, for all those fans out there that have been with me from the start. You kind of know what this is, but this is a whole new take on it. Basically, I'm posting a mini podcast a day, pretty much, that you could just listen to in your car, when you're at the gym. I have bronchitis, so I'm about to cough, I'm sorry. And you can check it out on Podbean and iTunes. Chilling with Chase, I'll link it down below. So thank you so much for watching. This is Chase from AFewMixedReviews. And, yeah, 2018 is going to be a big fucking year.